find you another ace quality pitcher tonight?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a guy that we've known we've had all along.
Right.
And just like I got done saying on the radio, we had to slow Andy down during the fall. He had pitched a lot for us in a lot of different roles, and we used him a lot, and we taxied him. And so we shut him down in the fall to rest his arm. Then he came back in January, and he was a little slow getting back in shape. And then the weather had an effect on it.
Sure.
I didn't want to send him out when he wasn't in shape, when pitching 30, 35 degrees. And we made a decision this week that the time is now. He's starting to extend his outings a little bit. We had started using him 3-4 innings, and he looked like he was holding his velocity, and his slider was still sharp. And so the time was now to put him back in the rotation. And I'm here to say he never lost his spot in the rotation. He just wasn't ready to go into it yet. Sure. And now I think it's perfect timing. We have a fresh Andy Cox. He hasn't logged a lot of innings. And I think you'll see some more performances like he did tonight.
What could it mean for the rest of the season for this baseball team? You want to make a move now? You got to make one now if you're going to make one, probably. And you've got another ace quality guy.
Well, yes, we're making a move every game. That's what our motto is. We're shortening our goals. We're just trying to win every game. We're going to do whatever we can every game to win that game. And we don't want to look too far ahead. I think we did that we did that early on in the season, and it didn't fare well for us. So it's about. We won tonight, so we still have a chance to sweep. And if that gets taken away, then we want to win the series. So tonight was a good baseball game, and I'm very proud of our guys. I'm proud of our guys how they've stuck together. I mean, we went through some tough times early. A lot of expectations on this team, maybe brought on by me, but they've held together. And we've fought through it, and now it's our time to start playing good baseball, and it's just right at the right time.
Sure.
How comfortable are you with bringing back Peter, Kyle, A-Lee back to back?
Well, that's why it worked out so well tonight. That's one of the reasons why I did what I did. I thought Peter was a good matchup with where we were in the lineup with the two right-handers. I thought Kyle was a good matchup with where they were going to come through if Peter got those two guys out, and then to let Andrew. The most any of them threw was 14 pitches. I think Andrew threw 10, Kyle threw 14, and Peter threw 8. So that's like a side throwing for them. So they'll all three be ready tomorrow with Hunter Martin, with Stephen Kane, and with a slew of other guys. So it stacks up well. We win the first game. We have probably our best guy going tomorrow, and our second best guy going in game 3. So I like our chances, but it's who plays the best on the field tomorrow and Saturday, and that'll be who's deserving of winning the series.
How dominant he's been closing games, does that help your decision moving Andy back in the rotation now, or did that matter?
Well, I think part of my decision is what Andrew's done and the fact of what Kyle has shown me coming out of the bullpen. He's been a totally different guy out of the bullpen, and I don't know if it's a shorter stint, less he doesn't have to focus as long, but he's been pretty dominating. So I just replaced him and Andy, put Andy in the rotation where he probably could have been all along. He's in shape now. And the way our bullpen sets up, when you can run a Lindstrom out there and a Kyle Serrano and Andrew Lee, those are three pretty good arms coming at you for short stints.
On the offensive side, Christian Stewart, hits a 2-run home run, gives you guys a bit of insurance. How important was that home run in kind of like releasing the tensions of your defense and like the pitching?
Well, one of the things that we've done since we've started playing better baseball is we're scoring first. And I think for any team, that's gonna give you confidence. And let's go back to Senzel's hit down the line to score the 2 runs. That was two. We were both kind of feeling each other out, trying to get something going. We had something going. It got stopped. They had something going. Andy clutched up and made some big pitches. Then we get the 2-base knock by Nick to go up 2-0, and then it's always good to extend that lead, and that was a big at-bat by Christian. And when he's hitting the ball the other way out of the ballpark, when he's driving balls to left field, that's when you know he's on it, because he got a little pull happy in the middle of the year, and that's where he was creating holes for himself. But when he's starting to drive the ball the other way, he's a tough out.
How much longer do you think till people start pitching around him? He's Gold Spikes candidate, 10 bombs now. I mean, that Oppo shot was pretty unrealistic. But
well, I think it's kind of hard to pitch around him with some of the situations he's coming up in. And then you got Andrew Lee, who's been swinging the bat well behind him, that's driven some balls out of the ballpark, and has been a tough out. So, there's probably teams that go into it saying Christian Stewart's not going to beat him, and they're trying to make good pitches, but that's what good hitters do. They make you pay.
What did you just like about what Andy did today? I mean, just in terms of the pitches he was throwing, and
makes his pitches well. I'm very critical,
Mm-hmm.
and Andy knows this. If his fastball command is better, he could be a lot better. He has a lot more confidence in his slider, and his slider was really good tonight. But if he could spot up his fastball, he would make it a lot easier on him. And he's got a good changeup that he doesn't trust as much. And as a starter, we'll start pulling that out a little bit more, so it's not just the same look, fastball, slider, and to throw that other wrinkle in there. But it was huge for what he did tonight. It was huge not only for him, but for this team. And that was a big performance by him, and I'm proud of him.
In tough situations, do you want him to stay as kind of a two-pitch guy? Since there is, I guess, 10 or 11 miles an hour difference between those two.
Well, I'm not. I threw his changeup in some situations. It's not going to come in some game-winning situations because I don't think he's there yet. But I think if we can get it there, it's going to make his success come a lot easier. But yeah, right now it's his fastball, slider, and it's probably his slider when he has to go to something.
Have you talked to Kyle about a change in mindset and saying you don't have to pace yourself now, go in and air it out for 10, 15
Well, I think
pitches?
that's what's brought him to his success is that he knows he's not trying to pace himself, and he said it's a totally different mindset for him. And I looked at the box score after the game. He threw 14 pitches. He threw 10 strikes. That's for him. That's really good. And when he's coming in for one inning, probably the eighth inning most of the time, he's throwing 94, 95, 96. With what he showed as a great slider tonight, it's a tough guy to match up against.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.